Hey, it's Catherine at resinobsession.com, and today I'm here in the studio doing an experiment. I get a lot of questions about whether or not you can use non-traditional resin molds to make your resin castings. And unfortunately, the answer to that question is maybe. In my experience, it comes down to two different things you have to be aware of when you're using something for a resin mold. Number one, it has to be made of a material that the resin isn't going to adhere to. So something like a glass baking dish or metal cookie tray, resin loves that, it's going to stick to it. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to get it out of that mold. The other thing is whether or not your mold is flexible enough to release the casting, and that's what I'm experimenting with here today. So this is a gelatin mold that I used a few days ago to make some things for my kids. And in the essence of full disclosure, while my gelatin cured, wait a minute, cured? Wait, what does that do? I don't know, it got hard. I don't know what you call it. But anyway, it did solidify in the mold, but I was unable to get it out. And I'm a little concerned because I think what the problem was is, the plastic, it's a little flexible, you can twist it, but when you go to push from the back from each one of these characters, it's really not flexible at all. Now compare that to, this is one of our resin molds that we sell. This is a different kind of plastic, much more flexible, but as you can see on the back, you can really push on the cabochon pieces and pop out a resin casting pretty easily. So what I'm gonna be doing here today to give me the best chance possible of getting the resin castings out, I'm gonna be using our Petrolise mold release. I love this mold release. It's about as close to a universal mold release as you can possibly find. I use it on my silicone castings, my plastic molds, silicone molds. I love it. So once I get it prepped with the mold release, then I will be mixing a little bit of the Resin Obsession super clear resin to pour into each of the cavities, and I'm gonna leave it clear. No glitter, no color, no anything. I wanna have as fair a shot of trying to get these out as possible. So let's do this and we'll see what happens in 24 hours. Now that my resin has cured, I'm gonna see if I can pop it out of the mold. See, nice and hard on the back. Hopefully this will come right out. Oh, perfect. Awesome. So you can see, I've got a couple of really great little Star Wars figures here. Let's see if we can get the Stormtrooper out too. Awesome. Perfect. So that was a very pleasant surprise. I don't know how well you can see these. Let me get something to... Okay, let me put a little paper behind these so you can see them a little better. So I gotta tell you, I'm really surprised, very much pleasantly so. So you can see we've got some really cute Star Wars characters here. Now, of course, they're clear, but at this point, if I wanted to take them to the next step, you could easily paint some acrylic paint on them and it'll adhere fine to the cured resin. And then of course next time I can cast colored resin into these. So it came out with some really great detail. They're really pretty cute. I kind of like them. So if you were going to try this, I would absolutely 110% recommend the Petrolise mold release. It is my favorite mold release, and I would dare say that it's probably the reason I was able to get these out of the Jello castings today. So if you have any questions, leave them in the box below. If you get a minute, stop by resinobsession.com. We've got a blog and a jewelry making forum where you can ask and answer questions, share your resin knowledge with your fellow resinistas. Happy casting!